Hi guys, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how to use dynamic functions and values when you're testing your API endpoints using Scandium. Okay, so let's look at one of the reasons why you would need dynamic values. So take for instance, you're testing an API endpoint where you need to create data, you need to create users, and so on and so forth. So in this case, you probably want to use a different email upon registration, or different names or different phone numbers, etc., etc. So you can make use of dynamic values, or in situations where you need to generate dates, could be dates in the future or dates in the past, or you need to generate different kinds of numbers for many different reasons. So these you can do with ease using Scandium. So I'm going to be testing using this particular endpoint as pasted here. So it's a post request that is going to allow us to create a new user. So now to use dynamic functions in Scandium, you can use it anywhere where text is allowed. For instance, in the URL field, in the query parameters, in the headers, and the bodies. So I'm going to be making use of this in the body. So I'll be selecting the raw body, and my raw data is expecting the JSON data. So now I'm going to get started. This endpoint allows me to send any kind of data that I want to send in. So, and then I get the response after sending. So I'm going to start by typing my JSON syntax, the single curly brackets. So I'll specify name in quotes. Then I have my double quotes. Then in order to bring up the Scandium's dynamic function modal, so type two curly brackets. So you get a suggestion pop up here, dynamic values. So click on dynamic values. When you click on it, you're going to see a list of all functions available. So you have email to generate dynamic emails. You have number to generate number of any given length. You can generate numbers within a range where you specify the minimum and the maximum number. You can generate a block of letters of the alphabet. You can generate alphanumeric characters, which is a combination of letters and numbers. You can generate date, present date, or date offsets in the future or in the past. You can generate date time, which is a combination of date and time, and then you can generate timestamp, as you see here. So I'll be using a combination of all of these to give me different values. So starting with, I'll pick alpha to generate random strings as my name. So for email, so I'll type in email also. Then I bring up my two curly brackets yet again. So I click on dynamic values. Now I'm going to select email. And then because the email function uses the random timestamp, so I'm going to specify offset in milliseconds, so 10 milliseconds in the future. So now you have this function notation here wrapped in two curly brackets. You have alpha, which is the name of the function, and then in brackets you have 5, which indicates the length of the string that will be generated. In this case, for the email, you have here within the curly brackets notation the time function, which is offset by 10 milliseconds, and then you have this part of the email appended to it. So the beautiful thing about this particular email generated is it is a real email where you can actually receive email messages at. So if you use this to test your registration flow and then you get emails, so you'd be able to go to this email and inspect the mail, verify the subject, and so on and so forth. So for phone number, so I can test for phone. So let's say this. So because I can combine the variables with normal literal strings, so I'm going to do something very interesting. So I'm going to have here, so this is the format of my number, starts with +44. Then I want to then insert a function into this to complete the part of the number. So I'll type my two curly brackets yet again. So I click on dynamic values, then number. So if the ending number should be of a certain length, so let's say 10 digits. So I'll put 10 here, then insert it. So these three fields that are dynamically generated. Now I'm going to send this post request. So the request is sent in. Now it has sent successfully. So I can see my status code here, a 201 status code, indicating that it has been created successfully. And I can see the data that was created. So this is the name. You can see it is a randomly generated value. We can see the email that was generated. So this is guaranteed to be unique. We can see the phone number that was generated also, and then ID and credit were generated automatically by the platform that we're testing. So to inspect the request quickly, I could click on console, then check the request body. So this was the data that was sent to the platform that we're testing on. So there are no errors. So we can see simple, easy peasy, straight to the point. Thank you guys. Catch you later.